my back literally feels like an interactive roadmap. Like you can touch it and it can lead you places. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the 14-week baby update. That means that I am actually 15 weeks. I'm 15 weeks and 1 day today as I film this. If you're new, I always film these 1 week behind and I read the updates from my cell phone. So let's go ahead and just jump right on into it. If you happen to hear like sniffing or whatever, Pippa is sitting right down here at my feet, so there's that. But the Bump app says this week the baby is 3.39 inches and 1.50 ounces. It's the size of a peach, which is kind of cool. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know I showed the peach because we live in Georgia. I usually show like French pastries to compare the size of the baby, but my baby's gonna be a Georgia peach and I'm so happy. It says, my baby at 14 weeks, baby's probably thumb sucking and wiggling his or her toes in there. Baby's kidneys are making urine and the liver and spleen are doing their jobs too. And it says, and baby's growing lanugo, a thin peach fuzz like hair all over. It'll help keep the body warm. Who knew? So that is what the Bump app says for week 14. And then we're gonna go over to the IMOVIE app as usual so I can show you the baby simulation. This is the baby at week 14. So you can see it's looking very much like a baby these days. Sorry about the glare. So yeah, that is what the baby is looking like. Also, kind of off topic, but kind of not, I have gotten tons of questions asking why I was filming in front of my baby gate pretty much from week 8 till last week. And that is because we have these 3 windows and they bring in all of the daylight, and in Georgia we have had the hottest summer of all time. I think Brandon actually told me July was the hottest July the entire like world has ever had. So imagine that times humidity times 10 times Georgia heat when we were in the low hundreds last week, blasting through my bedroom. It was excruciatingly hot in here, even with the air on. And we bought these blackout curtains and I bought black just to make sure that the light didn't come through. So it's been like a cave in here. Perfect for sleeping, but not great for filming videos. But a lot of you guys asked if I would film back in here, so I'm trying to make you guys happy. I have my ring light in here, so if the lighting looks a little artificial, that's why. But anyway, let's get into how I've been feeling this week. Because I'm in the 2nd trimester, after I think this video, I'll still be sharing my symptoms, but I'm also going to be sharing like the stockpiling and how we saved money through my pregnancy with Sebastian. The stockpiling the diapers is so important to me because we did not buy diapers for 6 months after Bash was born, and it was perfect. We'll probably start talking about like ways to save and things like that in the next update. Some people and some apps consider week 14 just the beginning of the 2nd trimester. I'll go ahead and just do symptoms this week only. So I did read on apps that it said that I would be peeing a lot less, and I noticed that during week 14 I was going to the bathroom less. But what I have noticed is when I do have to go, it's like an emergency. It's almost like it hits me and then I'm doubled over running to the bathroom to pee, or it's gonna be an accident. I also have started the sneezing and peeing myself thing, which not like a full, but like trickling pee a little bit, and I'm just like, gross already. So that's happening. But I am happy to not be in the bathroom like every 15 to 20 minutes anymore, which is nice. I still have dysgeusia, but it's not as bad, or dysgeusia, however you pronounce it. If you don't know what that is, or if you're new to these updates, it's a bitter taste that I get in my mouth after I eat just about anything, but mostly carbs. It's still there, like I said, but it's not as bad. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that goes away soon. I'm hoping since it's starting to trail off, maybe it'll be done in the next couple weeks. Who knows? So the next thing, I talked about this a few weeks ago. It has not gotten better. The acne on my face, I cover it with makeup. I use like a lot of concealer and a thick foundation so that you can't see like the acne on my face, which if you guys have been following my channel since before the pregnancy, my skin was always clear as far as like bumps and stuff. I just never really had acne my whole life. I don't know if it's the extra estrogen because I'm carrying a girl or what, but I have been breaking out so... Pippa! No, not right now. Not right now. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Oh, hi. Say hi. I know, but you can't play with your mouse right now. Here, sit here. Like I said, I don't know if it's the extra estrogen I'm carrying or what, but my face has been breaking out. Also, before I even get to the point I was trying to make, moles. I had to look online because I was looking at my skin and I have like tiny moles, just the kind that are like flush with your skin, but I'm getting them on my temples and I'm like, what is that? So I hope that they go away after I'm done being pregnant, but I don't know if moles just go away that easily. If not, I have moles on my face now. Luckily, they're not raised and you can't really tell, and I think I can cover them up with makeup, but still they're there. But anyway, I still have acne. That's where I was getting to. And it's really just like right here. If you remember from, excuse me, sorry, I had to take that mouse from her. But if you remember from like several weeks ago, I was saying how my shoulders felt like dry and like sandpaper. Now I'm getting like little tiny bumps, and they're tiny bumps. A couple of them are like bigger, but for the most part, it's just these like little tiny bumps. And I was in the shower yesterday and Brandon was actually giving Bash a bath in our bathtub. And I said to him out loud, I said, my back literally feels like an interactive road map. Like you can touch it and it can lead you places. It was just, it's there and it's gross. Luckily, it's not like unsightly, so I can wear my shoulders and my back out if I wanted to, but like it doesn't feel good to know I have it. It's kind of sick. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna look for some like clean body wash or face wash that I can also use on my shoulders for to try to help it. But at this point, I think I'm just kind of stuck like this until my hormones settle down, which probably won't be until after pregnancy. So anyway, acne is still here. This next one is a really good one for me because this is what basically brought my channel to a halt during this pregnancy, and that is the nausea. The nausea has pretty much all but gone away. Even when I'm hungry, I don't necessarily feel nauseated, especially in the mornings. I'll wake up starving and my first feeling isn't gaggy because I'm nauseous. I still get a little gaggy here and there, and that only typically happens if I'm talking too much or crying too hard, which we had something happen here at our house like 2 weeks ago, and I was crying really hard, and the breathing caused me to start gagging, and I panicked because I thought I was gonna throw up, and as you guys know, I don't vomit, so I thought like, oh my god, it's gonna happen now, and I gagged really hard 3 times. It's really gross, I'm sorry. But as far as just being nauseated in general, that's pretty much gone. I still take a half a Unisom, but only at night. It's either helping me through the day, or sometimes I feel like I don't even need it, and I think I'm gonna stop after this week. I don't really feel sick anymore. I can make it through the whole day and not feel like, oh, I just feel so sick all day. And you guys, that has just been the biggest relief because, like I said, the nausea and the fatigue is what brought my channel to a halt. I stopped vlogging, which, if a lot of you guys, I know you stuck through it with me. I just posted my first vlog since finding out I was pregnant on Sunday because it was Sebastian's birthday. Everything has just been sit down videos because that's all the strength I could muster. Getting through and out of that horrible first trimester hump where I was just like in a fog from the Unisom and feeling sick and excruciating hunger and just all the things that you feel at the first trimester, plus just dealing with what's going on in your own life, like that seems to have gone away. I pray that I'm not like over speaking it now and it comes back, but I think that we have finally gotten past that. So if not, I have the Unisom on hand, but I really think like because we are moving out of the first trimester, like we've done it. We've conquered that. So that's really good. The fatigue, however, is still here. I'm tired, not all day anymore, but I usually hit a wall in the afternoon and me and Bash just cuddle up and watch movies for the rest of the day until Brandon gets home. He has been back for 2 weeks, which has been really nice. So Brandon travels a lot with his job, and so it's been nice having him home for these last 2 weeks, but this is the hardest like time of the year for me because he has gone a lot, and it's only difficult like on nights when he doesn't come home where I need the rest and I can't get it until Bash is asleep, but you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so the next thing is a new symptom. I don't think I've ever discussed this one since I've been doing these updates. It hasn't happened often. It has happened 3 days, and I think 2 days in a row, and then one day there was like several days in between and it came back, but hasn't happened since, and that is excess saliva, and it's like thick saliva, and so I'm just grossed out even talking about it. I found myself like spitting into the sinks wherever I was, not, well, at home. I don't spit in public, I don't, but if like I'm in my bathroom and I'm doing something, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much saliva in my mouth, and I'll just spit into my sink, or I think I've spit into the kitchen too, which is really disgusting, and I'm sorry I just said that, but it's true. It made me panic for a second because I know that excess saliva is a pregnancy symptom, and I remember watching Teen Mom, or no, 16 and Pregnant, like back when it was like new and on, from when like the girls were actually teenagers. This was years and years and years and years ago. And one of the girls, I remember, she was 16 and pregnant, and she was sitting in her classroom at school on a exercise ball with a Pringles can. If y'all remember this, comment below. And she would just spit into the Pringles can because the excess saliva in her mouth was so bad. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, is that what happens when you get pregnant? Like, you're just spitting all the time? And she explained it, and she just said, like, all of a sudden, like after I got pregnant, I started like getting so much saliva and I can't just walk away and spit it out. So she just carries a Pringles can full of spit, and it's so nasty to think about. But when I started getting the excess saliva the other day, I thought, oh no, not now. Please don't start now, because we still have a long way. I think we have something like 25 weeks left. Please don't start now, because I just envisioned myself walking around with like a spit jar, which is, I don't spit, it's gross. It went away. I'm hoping that it doesn't come back. But yeah, that, if you've had that or know anyone who had that, like let me know how you handled that down in the comments, because I was in a panic. But it seems to have gone away, and there's some things online that said like if this is something that you get during pregnancy, you can chew gum or chew ice, constantly drink water. It was something, there was like a few other things, but most of the time you just have to deal with it. All right, and so the last things I have on here, it's two things, they kind of go hand in hand, and it's the leg pain. In the early weeks, it was only happening in one leg. I remember it kind of happening with my pregnancy with Sebastian. It felt like a circulation issue, and then I thought it was maybe sciatica. And a lot of you guys thought maybe it was sciatica too, until it happened in the other leg. But then I had one of you guys tell me that you're in med school right now and you learned that sciatica can happen on both sides, not just one, which I had never heard before. I'm now still just as confused as I always was. At this point, I'm not convinced that it's sciatica. I'm not 100% sure if it's a circulation issue or what. I know it has something to do with my uterus expanding and sitting back odd in my pelvis. It feels like something like wrong with my hips and circulation at the same time. I don't even know if I can explain it to you. I probably need a chiropractic adjustment, to be honest. I'm sleeping on my left side or my right side only at this point, sometimes a little bit on my stomach, but my whole leg from the top of my hip is in pain, and then it feels like it's dead all the way down. And so then I flip to the other side and I sleep, and then I wake up and it feels like the same thing on the other side. And I kind of just constantly am going back and forth like that at night. My pregnancy pillow, I do not sleep with that thing. I do not like it. So Brandon sleeps with my pregnancy pillow. And I don't know if you can see, but there is a long, I put it there so I wouldn't forget to talk about it, but there is a long, like pink, it's light pink, you probably can't tell, body pillow right here. And that's what I sleep with at night. It makes me feel more comfortable, but it's not helping the leg pain. I don't know what that is other than just me being bigger and pregnant. You guys know my belly is a little bit bigger than I feel like it should be at this point, but I don't know. I don't know if it's sciatica, circulation, just being pregnant, what, but it's definitely uncomfortable and I really don't know how to fix it. But anyway, that is the end of the week 14 update. Like I said, week 15, we'll still talk about symptoms and anything that may have occurred this week coming up, but I probably will get a little bit into like the stockpiling and the things that I think that you can get now to save you some money on the back end. I hope you enjoyed this video. My next video after this will be the baby girl clothing haul, which I'm so excited to show you. I bought a lot of stuff. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.